Welcome to the Creation of Joy. I am at the art gallery at the Hanging Gardens of Bali today. And the reason that I chose to have this little talk from here today is because we are talking about free will. Are we making our own decisions? And is the decisions that we feel that we make ourselves are conscious and completely free will? So before we understand how we structure and how we make a decision, we need to have a little bit deeper understanding of the physical structure for our brain. So most people today see our brain as an organ, and it's just the same as we have a heart and lungs and arms and legs. The brain is another organ. The reality is that is actually quite a bit different. So first of all, when you go a little bit deeper into our brain, you got the inner brain, the lower brain, then you got the nervous system, etc. But in reality, the brain is present all over our body, and the whole of the brain with all its part, including the nervous system, the nerve system, all over our spine and all over our body, skin and interior organs, is one single organ. So actually our brain is present all over our body. And the majority of the brain is constantly busy in managing the different part of our body and getting information from our body. So we are aware for our five senses. So it's vision, smell, taste, feel, etc., etc. And we can feel a touch, we can feel temperature, we can feel friction, smooth or rough, etc. It's so complex and so sensitive. Just try to imagine the different flavors that we can taste through our tongue, and different areas in our tongue that specialize in different type of tastes. So all the taste sensors and then the nerves that carry them to our brain is actually part of our brain. So our brain is present everywhere. So let's examine a very simple part. For example, you're sitting in a restaurant or even at home, and you make a choice what to drink. Let's say you choose an orange juice. The process of the decision that may take fraction of a second, or very short time in any case, is so there is a question to you from the waiter, what would you like to drink? And you may either see the selection of drinks in the menu, or perhaps the waiter tells you what's the selection. And then your mind is imagining immediately the taste, smell, colors of what you might get. But at the same time, in parallel, your nervous system is carrying signals into your stomach, and all is going through your subconscious, imagining everything. And then basically you say orange juice. This decision is actually gone through multiple complex decisions in your mostly subconscious, and it's been liaised with your digestive system and some other things, and also been relayed to your memories. So for example, if you have a lot of experience of pleasure when you had a lot of orange juice, and when you compare it to other beverages that you might want, the impression is that you had the best feeling when you had orange juice, then your subconscious will overwhelm your conscience with feelings of and imaginations of the good feel that you had when you had many experiences of orange juice, and you say orange juice. You actually been conditioned by memories, by your subconscious, by the desires from your digestive systems, and by your background history and the way you grew up. And all are actually small parts of making that simple decisions. When we go into more complex decisions of, let's say, social situations when you are with friends or where you make intimate decisions and all the way up to political views, these are done in a way, in the same way. And the most important part of all that is how each situation make you feel, and you make your decisions, your beliefs, what you choose to believe in, based on the feelings that you anticipate these decisions to make you feel. So what we regard as conscious free will, conscious free decisions are not necessarily, and I would even argue that mostly, are not actually free will, and we are conditioned from the moment of our conceptions throughout our life to come to a situation. There are some people who are very spiritual, and they even talk about some situation and saying that what we're experiencing now is actually already happened, and this is just the reflection of what happens. For example, you may see a star that is far away, but let's say if it's 2 million light years away, maybe that star does not exist in its form at the moment, and it disappeared 2 million years ago, but the light from that star did not arrive. So we see something now that happened 2 billion years ago. My personal opinion that our life is not exactly like that, and this is not the right spirituality way to see it. However, it's not entirely incorrect, because although I don't think that there is a specific force or entity that either plan our life or write it all and it's all happen, I do think that our evolution and bring us to a situation that they are actually occurring because of endless previous events. So just like a river flow, and eventually it gets to the sea. So for example, me sitting here and talking to you may feel to me and maybe even you coincidental, but actually it's the way that I've been conditioned and all the experiences that I go through all my life. And even you, by us meeting over this medium, you watching me and I'm talking about it. So whilst it's partially coincidental, it's actually endless little events, billions and billions of little events in our lives and things that brought us here, that actually we are sitting, you are listening, and I'm talking about it. And the decisions that we truly feel that we are making are probably, and in my opinion, very unlikely to be made by a totally free spirit entity, and we are conditioned through so many different mediums. By understanding that our mind and our brain is a much more complex organ, and the subconscious is such a huge maze that we have still a very long way to understand it. But just by understanding it and understanding how we evolve in our decisions and what's happening to us, we will help ourselves to evolve into the right decisions, to be happier and stronger within ourselves, and by creating joy to ourselves and to other people, by understanding what is actually happening in our mind and why things are actually occurring. So thank you very much for joining me to this episode, and I'll see you in the next episode.